Yo, 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 what is up, my peeps? Jermaine Man Kop here. We are back with another awesome episode of The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt. And today we're getting involved in a insane plot by Dandelion, because apparently all of Dandelion's plots are insane. He has instructed us to borrow a prop saw, a sword from Madame Marina, and somehow that's going to help him turn his whorehouse into a cabaret. Yeah, I don't get it either, but Dandelion's crazy schemes usually work out when he gets Geralt to help, so let's see what we can do. Let's go see if we can find Madame Marina.
What a killer! As they say, a bard must be a quick talker, and a witcher a quick
I am
stalker.
actually using a brand new controller, so it's a little more sensitive than I'm used to. So you'll forgive me if I'm a little bit more uncontrolled than I normally am. Mind me, I'm just going to borrow your dumpling here, Madame Marina.
Ah, so good to see you.
You and Dudu know each other well?
You and Dudu know each other well?
Yes, though he's never told me much about himself. He was a merchant once?
Dudu always had a penchant for enterprise. Probably too honest to succeed in Novigrad, though.
Precisely. I've told him countless times that no matter how many times he changes his appearance, the good in him will always emerge. Bloodthirsty tyrants and vicious assassins. He played them so poorly. That must be why. Whereas he always made for an excellent trusted servant or ghost of the old king.
I need to borrow a prop for Dandelion. Don't ask.
Got a request. Need to borrow one of your props. One of the swords you use for stage battles.
My, whatever do you need that for?
I don't know, but Dandelion claims it's essential.
Oh, yes. I suspected Master Dandelion might have a hand in this. I certainly hope you don't aim to compete with me. Well,
Thanks.
I'll try not to damage it.
So long.
Blunt sword. Well, I won't compete with you, but I will rob your goods blind.
But you won't find it.
Care for your sword, soldier.
You're like the bands are strapping them back to the working man.
Man, the sensitivity on this controller.
Never rains, does it? It pours.
So, how you go with this thing? I was faffing about minding my own business when suddenly up he pops and heals me.
tea!
Ooh! Hey, watch it. Ah! Sick. Sick of it all.
Let's see where we are on the map. Oh, before we go and meet Dandelion, there is a couple of things we could do.
What's the rush?
Why'd you give your food to that beggar?
Ah!
Because he was hungry. He wouldn't be hungry for you to find paid work.
Just a small...
Hard finding work here, you know, with the eternal fire burning and all that.
That's happening in some house.
A
Greta's
merchant.
got the imagination of a drunk shrew.
Nice.
She never lies about
Let's see what this merchant has to sell, shall we? Maybe play some Gwent?
Gift for my wife.
Understood. Does the gentleman have anything specific in mind?
Oh, I don't know. Give me whatever's most expensive.
Oh, special occasion on its way? Anniversary, perhaps?
That's the rub. It already came yesterday, and I forgot.
I expect model behavior, scamp.
Don't be shy now. Looking doesn't cost a thing. There's plenty to behold. This here's a collection of wonders.
that belong to the mage Eramas. A once-in-a-lifetime opportunity.
How do you get a hold of these? Never heard of a mage willingly parting with his treasures?
No one asked Eramas his will. He was burned at the stake a fortnight ago.
Strange they didn't burn his stuff with him. Witch hunters let you resell it just like that?
Why wouldn't they? These are common goods, some valuable only as collectibles, perhaps.
Okay. We're gonna have to play him at Gwent, right? But let's ask him to tell me about Eramas's artifacts.
Alright, I get it. These items aren't actually common.
Rumor has it, each is an enchanted key.
Rumor happened to mention where to find the locks these keys open?
Sadly, no. What if I knew, you could hardly expect me to sell them.
Where did Eramas live?
At a lovely residence south of Oxenford. Badly damaged now, as he made the hunters pay dearly for his skin.
Show me what you have.
Okay, well. Curious Cases of Virtuous Vega. Get that. Crossbow. Very nice. Increases attack power a little bit, but not much past that. Rugged saddlebags. My Zeracanian ones are better. Lesser Gift Lift of Igni. Ooh, that's expensive. Lizard figurine. Jade figurine. Old wine from Toussaint. Bistek. Smoking pipe. A lute. Interesting. Well, how about some Gwent?
To matters less controversial, wouldn't mind playing a few rounds of Gwent.
Novigrad, capital of the world, yet they let such rabble.
Excellent. Let's start the game. Opponent's leader cancels my leader's ability. Yeah, I'm not really too worried about your opponent, my opponent leader. Well, since I don't have anything to go with him, let's see if I can't get another spy. Ah, well. We'll start with Prince Stennis. Well, you know, I am up 11-0. He's either got to pass, let me win, and then we have the same number of cards, or he's got to put down a bunch of cards to beat me this round. So I think I'm going to pass. Wow. Well then. Let me help you with that. Fringilla Vigo. This dude has no clue what's about to hit him. A couple of these, a commander's horn. Let's start pumping out some hero cards. That's fine. Throw down Esterad Tyson. Moorhand Voorhees? Nah. I got Philippa. You know, it's funny that you should do that, because I also have one of those, and it'll actually take out 2 of your men now. I just figure you've been in the lead long enough. Very nicely done. But you're going to need more than a few cards to catch up with Cirilla, Fiona, Ellen, Rhiannon, also known as Ciri. Yeah, that's a good one. Letho of Gullet, huh? Letho of Gullet. He may have me. If he's got a 6 or more, he's got me.
Statuette of a man. Wasn't carved but produced using magic.
Does the
Ought
gentleman
to ask
have
Triss
anything
about it.
specific in mind?
Oh,
Welcome back.
Yeah, I'm sorry I'm not leaving till I beat you.
To matters less controversial, wouldn't mind playing a few rounds.
I mean, that was just a beastly hand. I don't need 2 decoys. Yeah, because he'll spy me so I can decoy to spy him back. Yeah. You know what? I'm just gonna drop John Natalis. You scorched me. Wow, this is a totally unenviable position. Let's drop Philippa. He should pass. Like, that would be the smart thing to do at this point. I'm just gonna pass. I'm gonna give him this round because he's gotta put cards down to beat me. And Nilfgaard wins a tie. You son of a gun. Just throwing a Scorch out there. Okay. Well, you threw out your Scorch, so... You gonna spy on me? Oh no, I'm gonna spy on you. Sit here and exchange spies for a bit. The truly sad part is I have to keep playing. Even though I'm up. Yeah, see, he should pass. That's fine. I have some pretty decent cards left, so... No, we won't Vernon Roach just yet. We'll throw down a Blue Stripes. You gonna drop Tibor Egerbrecht on me? No, Vernon Roach on you. Morhan Voorhees? No. How about Siri? Gonna put this here. Because if he scorches, at least I can still put another Blue Stripes down. He's got a Scorch left. Which he doesn't. Which means I can drop my last Blue Stripes. Whew! Got my crowns back. And got a gargoyle. Okay. Now that we've fooled around a little bit.
Just this morning, my Greta came back from the market with news.
I believe I ate something terrible.
You know what? I'm starting to look a little bit scruffy. Let's talk to the barber
Greetings to the honourable gentleman. Razors, scissors, knives, ground to sharpness mere moments ago.
Need a trim. Think you can manage?
Style my beard. Clean shaven. There we go. New haircut, maybe. Say, shaved on the sides, short on top, and a ponytail. Let's try that out, see what that looks like. Yeah, not bad. Shaved except for a ponytail. I want to keep my lettuce tight. There we go.
So long.
That's better. Now let's go and meet Dandelion.
Baths are silk.
What shall I whip up for supper?
My belly.
After dusk, you say, huh?
Fire, how it hurts.
When do you consider dusk? Let's try 9 p.m.
Ah, finally made it. Listen, here's the plan. Sophronia loves adventure-filled romance novels. I can be a hero in her eyes if I can just save her from a bandit. I'll have her eating out of my hand, and there's no way she'll begrudge me that loan.
Want me to be the bandit?
Knew you'd see the sense in it right away.
Yeah, pretty decent, actually.
This can actually work.
Written your lines already.
You've written what?
So you know what to say during the performance. Here, and your mask. Put it on. Sophronia can't recognize you.
But...
No time. Sophronia's coming. Stick to the plan. We'll meet at the Rosemary in the morning.
Stand and deliver.
Stop right there.
What is this? Help! Save me!
Read from the card.
Tremble, flaxen-haired wench. Bow before the Prince of Thieves.
Not so fast. Drop your sword, scoundrel. This is your first and last warning.
Dandelion!
'Tis I, though the scum of the city call me the Crimson Avenger.
Read from the card.
No, not the Crimson Avenger.
Silence, vermin! You shall regret the day you were born.
Crimson Avenger!
You're better than I thought.
Ah.
Must you win this nonsense?
God! Help!
The Crimson Avenger triumphs again.
My hair! Are you well?
One blow struck true. Another scar from my collection.
Come inside. I shall bandage you up. Be gone, vile bandit, or the Crimson Avenger will beat you senseless!
The Crimson Avenger destroyed me.
Big ball.
They say the income tax for trading companies is to rise, just like that.
Shit. Nothing hurts as much as life.
Strange.
Not for sure it was going to get attacked there. Anyway, back to the Rosemary in time we go.
So, how do you go with this
Elven
thing?
blood,
I was faffing about minding my own business when suddenly up he pops and heals me.
Double chase.
What village are you from?
Willows. It's into me area 2 days road from the Zima.
My wife's mum's an old suck.
meditate a little bit, get my health back.
Clear as the eternal fire.
Not enough time already.
Just hopped out for a smoke.
You still arguing?
There's been a misunderstanding. You're here too early.
We agreed to meet today, so we've come today. Supplies are all hauled in and the crew's raring to work. We'll start just as soon as our lovely directress gets round to deciding on the decoration.
But Dandelion doesn't even have the coin to pay you.
Turns out he does now, or soon will. At any rate, he's working on it.
See, it's all peachy. So will you finally decide what style you want for this interior?
What are our choices?
What are our choices?
Master Dandelion said he was torn between boudoir style and theatre decor. Promised to let us know his choice as soon as we arrived. Now we're here, but no decision's been made. And the lady's horribly surprised she's to choose. Though apparently this whole renovation's for her sake.
For me?
Well, it's not for me. Now, would you please decide where I bust a vessel?
I've no idea what Dandelion would like. Get up. You've known him longer. Say something.
Yeah, you know what? This is your choice, young lady. He's been doing this for you. You should decide.
Sure, I've known him longer, but he's never so much as changed his socks for me. Never mind commissioning a full-blown renovation. He's doing this for you, clearly. You should decide.
I associate boudoirs with a feminine elegance that also has an edge. Claws, you might say. That fits a cabaret perfectly.
A wonderful choice it is. At last. Gentlemen, you're done lollygagging. Get to work.
Well, well. Guess this cabaret's the real thing.
Ever since Dandelion inherited this place, he's talked about it constantly. I just never expected him to take action. And so quickly.
Who knows? Might even settle down now. He'll have to keep an eye on the business. Who would have known?
Despite what people say about him, Dandelion approaches life very rationally.
I tend to agree.
True enough. Adheres to the principle that a life enjoyed is a life well lived.
You needn't mock.
I'm not. I mean that. Nothing wrong with the principle. Dandelion just knows how to enjoy life. It's a good thing.
Dandelion can also be responsible. He always pays anyone who works for him on time, and he's never missed a performance.
Sure hope your opening won't be the first. He's still not here.
Well, he said as soon as he got the coin, he'd go see Polly, our choreographer. She's missed the last few rehearsals. I certainly hope he's not gotten into trouble.
Anything's possible with Dandelion. Let me see if I can't find him.
Danians, long as they pay and don't hit.
You okay there, Mr. Elf?
Out of Rivia.
Black ones, Redanians, long as they pay and don't hit.
B, the more I drink, the clearer I think.
I'd give you a discount for heroic deeds, but the madam, well, you know.
Black ones, Redanians.
Let's talk to
they
Dudu.
pay.
How are things, Dudu?
So, I suppose. Might have been days in the past when I'd have said, wonderful. But I can't complain. I'm in one piece. Not bound to a stake atop a pyre.
You used to be wealthy. What happened?
Dudu, tell me. The halfling Biberveld goes from being a prosperous merchant to being a pauper. How?
Prefer the long version or the short?
Short, please.
The war.
I was under the impression merchants grow fat on wars.
Some do, but I've a serious personality flaw. I'm honest. I could not reap profits from the suffering of others. I paid taxes. I never cooked my books. and then a ship full of my goods sank. I pulled through somehow, but then a second fell prey to skeleton raiders, rendering me insolvent. When inflation hit and interest rates rose, I, at long last, fell.
Interesting. How did it feel to be Caleb Menga?
Gotta admit, your Menga? It's a brilliant impersonation.
Don't remind me. I'm rather disgusted.
Come on, he wasn't all out terrible.
You understand nothing. A Doppler assumes more than a man's external appearance. I've learned what a scoundrel had knocking about in his head. Once I became him, not an hour passed before I felt the urge to break a sorceress's fingers. After 2, I caught myself lusting to impale someone, and immediately after that, it hit me. The paranoid fear of a Doppler conspiracy.
Wow, being a Doppler, that's pretty impressive.
Ever considered leaving? Forgetting Novigrad altogether?
What for? To pass from the frying pan into the fire? The war's not yet crept here. Famine's not kicked at our door. Not that the future's looking rosy.
But you don't have to be human. Maybe you could try something else.
I've assumed many forms over the years, and in spite of all, life as a human has proven most interesting. After all, you humans rule the world.
Take care, Dudu.
Take care of yourself, Dudu.
Oh, those bigots haven't the cunning to strip me of this mask.
As long as they pay and don't hit.
I'd give you a discount
Come
for
on,
heroic
come
deeds, but
on.
the madam, well, you know.
Me? The more I drink, the clearer I think.
Hey there, handsome. Snake eyes.
You,
Got a snake's tongue as well.
you gonna be okay there, Mr. Elf? That will never be old. Okay. Let's go find Dandelion and pull him out of whatever trouble he's found himself in this time.
What's the ruckus about?
Polly and her half-brained fiancé. They're fighting. She's the only one in this town who knows anything about choreography, and that lummox won't let her work for me. Hold on. What are you doing here? We were gonna meet at the Rosemary.
We were, but you didn't show. Priscilla started to worry, so I came to see how you were doing.
Priscilla started worrying about me? That's so nice.
Less for her than for you, I'm sure. So let's get back.
Did you not hear what's going on in there? We've got to help Polly. Why do beautiful women always end up with such dicks?
No idea. Stand back. I'll break the door down.
Wait, do we have to destroy her house? She keeps a spare key around here somewhere.
And how do you know about this spare key, Dandelion?
How would you know she keeps a spare key around here?
It's not as if we started working together yesterday. Before Polly joined forces with Hubio,
You'd visit her? Often?
I'd hide out here while Priscilla and Polly rehearsed at the Rosemary in Time. They worked on the dance numbers. I composed.
So, Polly's not one of your...
I never mix business and pleasure.
The one exception being Priscilla.
Who you were just saying is worried about us. So enough of the chatter and start looking.
Let's find the key.
Fine. Let's find the key.
An abomination.
Find anything?
Not here.
Key to Polly's home. Let's grab it.
The key.
Whoa! What the devil's this? Get out of my house!
Watch it, and leave the woman alone.
What the... She's my betrothed.
But I'm not your property.
I love her. I'll not let her sway her ass in his brothel.
Whoa, slow down there a minute. This is clearly one gigantic misunderstanding. One I can clear up in the blink of an eye.
Shove your excuses up your ass. Sod off, or I'll split your skull.
Let Dandelion explain.
My friend asked you nicely, so please be courteous in return and hear him out, or we'll settle this another way.
All right, talk.
Hubio, right? Polly's told me so much about you. She said you're erudite and have an open mind.
You said that? Well, there's a truth to it. My mind's the open salt, but its open saltedness ends when my betrothed starts wagging her ass around brothels. Get out of here, both of yous. Polly's not going anywhere.
Let him finish.
Let him finish. There's no brothel involved.
You see, friend, Geralt just hit the nail on the head. For what you have there is the old publicity placard.
Old?
Very. From a time when my establishment was under different management. I, however, would never let any indecency take place in my cabaret. My very reputation precludes it.
So, what's all this about?
Your betrothed is a first-class artiste, and I want to offer her a position worthy of her talents. She's to be my choreographer, and that in turn means she'll receive a share of the proceeds from every performance she choreographs.
You mean to say... coin?
And fame.
Gotcha.
No flirting required. You have my word.
Suppose... in that case...
I knew you'd agree.
It's settled then. See you at the Rosemary, Polly.
Well, I'm off.
I'll catch up to you. Whew. Never expected that to go so well.
You handled it quite well, Dandelion.
You handled it well, Dandelion. Man was body in your hands once you called him erudite.
In negotiation, as in combat, the key is to find your opponent's weak spot and exploit it to the hilt.
So, time to head back?
I've still got to stop by Rotlex. Commissioned some new placards from him a while ago, but Hubio came across the old version. Plowing artists got some serious explaining to do.
Who's Rotlek and what's with the placards?
Who's Rotlek?
Never heard of him? Hank Rotlick, famous portrait artist?
Commissioned a portrait artist to paint your placards?
Henry's an old friend, needed the coin. And I decided we needed new placards to promote the opening performance. Seats won't fill themselves, you know.
I'll get the placards. You go back to the Rosemary before Priscilla's head explodes with worry.
I'll go see Rotlek. You head back to the Rosemary, or Priscilla will have my head.
Really? You'd go?
No, said that for the hell of it. Tell me where he lives.
Portside.
See you soon.
Oi, Grey Knight. Need a squire? Use a back to chasing gorillas round the Kedweni woods. Another drift and it's to them.
Oh! Let's go. Find this portrait artist.
Save me. I'm dying.
Pamperam.
Looking for Rodlick.
You ain't alone. Damn halfling's in debt to half the city. But I'm here to scrape mine before the carcass is picked clean.
There's not enough for everyone, so bugger off. Feeding time's first come, first served.
I just want some placards.
Take what you want. I'm just here for some placards.
You deaf? Didn't you hear me? This is all mine now. Fuck off, freak.
And here I thought we'd resolve this peacefully.
You regret this.
Pathetic.
Tell me what you want, damn it!
Placards.
There ain't no ploughing placards here.
And Rodlick? Where's he?
Same place as always. Vegal Bud Estate. Losing his last crowns at the races.
See? Wasn't that easy? Could have said so right away.
Well. Come on. I want to loot you. Old sheepskin. Totally worth it. I probably wouldn't have looted this place if they hadn't been such enormous, evil thugs. But I'm sure Rotleck would rather me have the last vestiges of his worldly goods than these guys. Okay, so Vegal Bud Estate. Let's see. Oh, there's a quest there. We'll do that another time.
What am I to do now?
I tell you, this city will devour itself.
Watch this trite now, Frank. It's not trite, it's wisdom.
Just look at the freak.
Tar on one side, the sea on the other. Well, now, building houses on some other.
Let us pray to the eternal fire, that it may grant our supplications.
Eternal fire, hear our prayer. Eternal fire.
Come closer, don't be shy.
How do I not have the Vegal Bud? Oh yeah, I guess we'll have to go to the wheat fields and get to the Vegal Buds from there. Actually, we could. Nope. Focus, Kop. Focus. Go to the wheat fields and we'll head to the Vegal Buds. Keep getting distracted. This is going to be a 3-hour episode. None of the peeps would watch it then.
pity, sir.
Nothing hurts as much as life.
Well, Rockleg, it seems you're a considerable sum in the vet. But you should
That's the Memorial Bagel Bud Derby.
Come now, old sport.
Hey there, Rotleck.
You Rotlick?
Henri Rotlick, artist, painter, debtor, and martyr to my art. At your service.
Dandelion sent me.
Oh, yes. But tell him his placards are done and safely hidden away. Yet, alas, I cannot fetch them, as a group of angry creditors has seized my home.
Think I might have run into one of them.
Then you know my predicament. And now, Count de Louverton has offered me the chance to win it all back. I'm to wager on a race.
Who's Count de Louverton?
Generous. Not just anybody could afford to do that.
De Louverton is not just anybody. He's Duke Sam's youngest son. Sam of the well-known family of gem dealers. One debt more or less makes little difference to him.
So, what's there to worry about?
What's there to worry about? This is your chance to settle up, get a clean slate.
We've had a spell of bad luck lately. Should I agree to de Louverton's offer and lose, I shall be in bondage to him for all time.
Now, if I was any good at horse racing in this game, I would just race. Dandelion can't live without his placards. So I guess I'm just going to have to pay the 200 gold.
Let me pay off your debt. No strings attached.
Thank you. I never expected this. May I ask to what I owe this generosity?
Let's just say I like to do a good deed from time to time. Can we get those placards now?
I'll bring them to the Rosemary in time, just as soon as I settle my obligations.
Fine. See you there.
Ooh.
Somewhere around here there's a signpost. I don't want to run back to the wheat fields. Maybe I'll just run up here, see what this is, and then head down, grab this notice board, because that will scratch my side quest itch for this episode, and should also be a signpost somewhere in that village, so that's what we'll do.
Very well be time for a change of scene. Could we think of
Sometimes you just gotta go out and do some side questing. I see you, beastie.
Kill if you love the gods!
Oh. It's a good thing I looked before I started hitting people with a sword that was blunt. Anyone else? have a look at that sword. That might be pretty decent, actually. Nope. Okay. So now that we cleared up the bandit issue in this area, let's go get that notice board. All this. Excellent. Looking for farmhands. I'm eager to hire some honest and hard-working men fit for hard work around the farm who aren't afraid to get dirty. Starting immediately. Polker Moss. We'll work for food. I fled here from Bellin. Haven't got nothing to eat. I'll do anything at all that'll earn me a bowl of something hot, even if it's porridge. Hey, don't sleep on porridge. Good stuff. Sausage meat for sale. My ass had 2 troughs to choose from. One full of oats, the other full of straw. But the stubborn son of a gun still died of hunger. Body's fresh, fit for making into sausage. Any butcher in need of such, come to the village and ask for Kobe. Kobe? Wow. He's gotten into some strange stuff since he stopped playing basketball. Announcement. The undersigned would like to remind you that providing any manner of assistance to sorcerers, sorceresses, alchemists, pellers, herbalists, soothsayers, seers, or any other such heretics blaspheming against the eternal fire is strictly forbidden. Anyone who spies such an individual must inform the witch hunters of the city guard immediately. His Excellency Cyrus Engelkind Hemmelfart, Hierarch of the Eternal Fire. Yeah, right. Seeking merchants for partnership. My family's recently entered the cheese-making trade. Any vendors who can promise to buy bulk quantities of my good. Note that my cheeses will delight even the most refined of Novigrad palates. Lawrence Welk. Wow. I used to like his show. Gardener wanted. Looking for an experienced gardener to work on transitioning my park's design from the Temerian style to the Nilfgaardian. Ingrid Vagelbud. Well, that's enough messing around. Let's return to Dandelion.
Scram before I lose my patience.
Grand opening tonight. Crown in the evening. A performance by the illustrious duo, Mark the Dandelion and Priscilla.
Wow. You got the former strumpets out front advertising.
I told you, the piece is sad, melancholy. It needs a minor key.
But I wanted
to ruin everything. We'll start an email.
She is right. Melancholy tunes generally need a minor key.
Well, well. See, the crew's been hard at work. Not bad.
No, not all. But I'd imagine something more, more theatrical.
Don't you like it? But I thought a boudoir would be right in line with your tastes.
Oh, you chose it. Well, I'm not saying it's bad, just different. Not exactly what I'd envisaged. Now that I think about it, you're absolutely right. A boudoir's the perfect setting for a cabaret.
Good cover-up, Dandelion.
What about Rotlick? Did you get the placards?
Rotlick said he'd bring them on his own. Should be here soon.
Great! The best way I can think of to promote the chameleon.
It's not the Rosemary and Thyme anymore?
Never mentioned wanting to change the name.
Rosemary and Thyme wasn't all bad, but it conjured images of Temerian cuisine served by waitresses in peasant garb. Chameleon's a lot better for a cabaret, apart from which it emphasizes that the place has undergone a transformation. Just a better ring to it all round.
What about the choreography?
What about choreography? Prepared anything special for the opening?
We haven't. But Polly has. She's priceless. Came in and brought the girls in line before I could say knickers. Premiere will have the audience on their feet, on their knees, both at the same time.
So when's the grand opening?
Guess everything's ready. So when's the opening?
Soon. We start our dress rehearsal in an hour. I just need to nip back home for my dress.
Thanks for everything.
Don't mention it.
Seems my cabaret dreams are about to come true. So, around to celebrate? I'm buying.
Gladly. Let's have a drink, Dandelion.
Why not?
That's my boy. The foreman mentioned he saw you and Priscilla talking.
He's all right.
And she say anything about me?
Well, it was after study hall, and she told me that she liked you. She praised your rationality, Dandelion.
She said something that made me think she's not entirely normal.
What?
That you're responsible, got your feet planted firmly on the ground.
You're pulling my leg.
Not this time. One thing's eating me. How do you manage to get the loan from Sophronia?
Oh, wasn't easy. She got so excited about our performance, I had to read to her for 4 hours. 4 hours from the Cloak and the Dagger.
You mean you didn't...
Are you crazy? Who do you think I am?
Oh, Jaskier.
She's late, of course. She knew how important this night was to me.
Of course she did. Probably just making herself gorgeous. Takes time, you know.
So it's true. A woman's vanity knows no bounds.
Master Dandelion! Priscilla, she's...
Just gonna
What?
say that
Speak,
awful rich
man.
coming from you, Dandelion.
She's badly hurt. Been attacked. They took her to Valmerius Hospital.
Attacked? She's hurt? Geralt, come with me, please.
Of course. Let's go.
Oh no, poor Priscilla. I hope she's gonna be okay.
Gods. Priscilla. Is she gonna live?
I'd say that's certain. Her condition's critical but stable. Beg your pardon, but you are a relative?
Relative? No, a friend. A very close friend.
Dandelion, correct? She uttered the name in her few moments of lucidity. I am Joachim von Gratz, head of surgery. Until recently, a lecturer at Oxenfurt Academy.
Enough of the courtesies. What are her injuries, besides her eye?
A concussion, cranial swelling, incision into her larynx, and scalding inside the throat and esophagus. Clearly someone forced her to imbibe a caustic fluid.
This was no robbery, no ordinary attack.
So this was no ordinary attack, no robbery.
Clearly not. It was the act of a demented mind, and not its first.
How can you know that?
I've seen wounds like this. They're not the kind one would forget, don't you agree? In fact, just this week a corpse turned up in the morgue with similar injuries. And no heart.
No heart? You mean that might have happened to Priscilla? Is someone looking into this?
This is Novigrad. Only the innocent burn here.
Geralt, I know I owe you 100 times over, but I need to ask you another favor. Find the bastard who did this. Find him. And kill him.
Don't need any convincing.
Yep.
Come
This
on,
guy's going
Dandelion.
down.
Let's think about what we can do.
I would suggest examining the previous victim's corpse. It has yet to be autopsied. Doing so could very well provide some clues. No need to look astonished, gentlemen. As a surgeon, I know the importance of preventive medicine. Rather than wait for this maniac to strike again, I'd prefer to excise him. Not unlike a tumor.
You're gonna put yourself into danger there, Doc.
Great analogy, but this tumor's not gonna sit there, wait to be excised. Appreciate the help, but I doubt you know what you're getting yourself into.
I know perfectly well, and I assure you I can take care of myself.
Easy assurance to make, harder to back up, especially if you've spent your whole life wielding a scalpel, not a sword.
Look at this scar. Don't be shy. Any idea what leaves such a mark?
A flail. Morningstar, maybe.
What do you think? A blow sustained at the operating table? No? Let me repeat. I know what I'm doing, and I wish to help.
Can you get me into the morgue there, Doc?
Think they'll let me into the morgue?
By the main entrance, certainly not. But you can also get inside through the sewers.
The sewers? Travel them often, Doctor?
As often as required for, the pursuit of preventive medicine.
Alternative treatments. Aggressive ones, I'm guessing. Interesting.
We can discuss this en route. Are you ready?
Let's go.
Mm-hmm. Ready and intrigued. I'll get whoever did this, Dandelion. Even if it's Hierarch Hemmelfart himself.
Thanks.
Oh yeah, this son of a gun is going down.
You lead.
So, preventive.
Okay, so let's... because we're bound to run into something down here. Let's put some necrophage oil on. And let's see if there is any repairs that need to be done. Yeah. Nope, looks like we're good.
Medicine you practice in the sewers. What's that about?
Think. Sewing up drowner victims can grow awfully tedious. Is it not better to nip the problem in the bud? I tried to get the temple guard to enter the sewers, alas, to no avail. So I took matters into my own hands.
At no charge. You damned idealists, ruining the market for us.
Hear that?
Been hearing it for a while. Draw your weapon.
Be right with you there, Doc. Ooh, a water hag.
Not good.
Be right with you. I have to loot. It's who I am, Doc. I gots to loot.
Lost it. I kill one, another takes its place.
I know how you feel. Where to now? Up?
Yes, it's not far now.
Priscilla, how's it look? Give it to me straight, no sugarcoating.
Her wounds will heal, but it's her voice that concerns me. Surely you understand what a terrible blow that would be to a Troberitz. Enough to strip her of the will to live.
Any remedy for that?
I fear only your friend Dandelion can be of help on that count. Take the ladder. This is the place. Come, the quicker we take care of this, the better.
Why? Got somewhere to be?
Someone might disturb us. The coroner, for example. Or Reverend Nathaniel Pastodi. Very well. We seek the corpse of a dwarven woodcarver.
Okay, this way. Okay. You may seek the corpse of a dwarven woodcutter. I seek loot.
Looks like necrophage has got to this one. Human. Wrong body type.
Well, I was gonna say there's a choice to be made here, but when there's loot available, there's no choice. Let's look in here.
This isn't it. Human. Wrong body type.
Well, I guess it was the wrong way to go as far as the story goes, but when it comes to loot, it was most certainly the correct way.
That's gotta be him.
This one's a she. Remember, beards are no indicator of gender amongst dwarves.
A dwarf, but the hands. Not a carpenter's. A banker's, more likely. Let's keep looking.
Okay, before I examine that, we gotta loot. Okay, so this is the last corpse, I assume, so it's gotta be it.
Calluses on the fingers, sawdust in the beard, clothes sticky with sap. Must be our dwarf.
Excellent. I trust you don't grow weak in the knees at the sight of blood.
Not a bit. Start the autopsy.
Where?
Let's start with the head.
Let's look at his head. Hair smells like it's burnt, like he was in a fire.
Notice anything else? That his eyes have been scooped out, for instance?
We'll examine the eye sockets.
Those burn marks I see in his eye sockets.
Yes, and some grey dust. Ash, it seems. Very fine.
Murderer gouged out his eyes, then put burning coals in the sockets.
So it seems. Looking at the wounds, it appears our woodcarver was still alive when it happened.
Ouch. Anything in his mouth?
Let's examine the mouth. Burns, blisters.
Just like Priscilla's.
His larynx has been cut.
See this? Incision made into the voice box.
Indeed, so thin as to be nearly unnoticeable.
A small, extremely sharp instrument. Scalpel.
But why? The wound is too small to bleed, and there are signs of swelling. The murderer... I believe he performed a tracheotomy, so the victim wouldn't die too soon.
That's just cruel and nasty. What about the torso?
Let's examine his torso.
What have we here? Deep wound on the left side of his rib cage, and a scar the length of his stomach.
Chest wound?
Let's examine the chest wound. Yeah, heart carved out, wound cauterized.
Wait a minute, there's something else.
An egg from an amphibian. A salamander? Scorched but intact.
I attended some lectures in herpetology as a student. Afraid I don't recall any amphibians that would lay eggs in corpses. So either Professor Cochrane was deeply mistaken, or this is our murderer's doing.
Let's check the scar.
Look at the scar. Wounds long and thin, an incision. But the edges are ragged.
Means nothing. Look, no swelling, no bruises. An old injury, perhaps an accident in the workplace.
Let's open his abdomen up.
Open the abdominal cavity.
Due warning, it will stink of rot.
Once fought a Zoogle up to my waist in sewage, so I doubt... Wait. Smells not rot.
Formaldehyde. A medical novelty. Heavily diluted, it's remarkable at preserving organic tissue. In stronger proportions, it's more destructive than acid.
Explains why there's no smell of decay, and why his throat's scalded.
So the killer poured formaldehyde down his throat? Let's look at his hands.
Look at his hands. These welts. Rope burns, right? He was tied up.
I'd expect so. No one could sit through such torture unless bound.
Speaking from experience?
Yes, that of a victim. Spent a year in the dungeons of Tretogor. Long story.
Some other time, maybe. See the callus? Our dwarf wore a ring, but someone took it off him.
What about his legs?
See anything interesting on his legs?
His right foot. The ankle swollen, toenails broken. He clearly kicked something very hard. Right before he kicked the bucket.
Doesn't strike me as the right time for jokes.
Apologies. We surgeons, we've a different sensibility.
Mm-hmm. And a different sense of humor.
Well, I don't think it has anything to do with it, but it looks like we gotta examine his genitals, too.
His genitals. We ought to inspect those.
I sincerely doubt they bear any relation to the matter.
We'll see.
We'll see. Pull down his trousers and... shit.
Syphilis, actually. Early stages. No sign of diffusion.
Think there could be a connection?
Only as the killer's potential motivation.
Alright, I think I know enough.
Alright, think I know enough.
Enlighten me, please, because I've still no notion what this is about. What the motive might have been.
Yeah, I think both of the top two are accurate. I think this is both a ritual murder and punishment of some kind.
It's some kind of sick ritual. You saw it. Burns in the eye sockets, cavity where the heart should be, scalding liquid, all centering on warmth, heat, fire.
A fire eternal.
It's a lead worth following. Any idea what his name was?
Fabian Meyer. And I'm Hubert Reich, the coroner. I've come to perform the autopsy, but I see you've done it for me, Joachim. As always, you interfere where you're neither needed nor wanted, drag others into trouble in the process. Who is this?
A student. Lifelong learner. Got a couple questions for you.
Very well, speak. But be quick. Reverend Nathaniel has come by for an inspection. He'll be here shortly.
I take it you two know each other?
You old friends?
Hubert taught me the rudiments of medicine long ago.
And not very well. You've still not mastered certain basic principles. For example, that a doctor's role is to treat the ill, not save the world.
You've not changed a bit.
A compliment?
No, a statement of fact. 30 years, and you've not changed a bit.
Where was the woodcarver's body found?
Woodcarver's body. Where was it found? It's important.
Plan to investigate? Exciting. He died in his workshop south of the market square, just beside the gate to Far Corners. That poor Trebirates was attacked there. City's abuzz about it. But the woodcarver, Eustace the corpse collector, brought us the body. You should speak to him. Saw him just around the corner near... Oh, greetings, your reverence.
Who are these people? I believe I made it clear no one's to be allowed in under any circumstances.
You did, but they're friends of the deceased. Here to collect the body.
Out of the question. Show them out at once.
As your reverence wishes. Gentlemen, follow me. You shall leave via another route.
Why'd you cover for us?
I was covering my own arse. If Reverend Nathaniel had learned someone had entered the morgue, then cut open a corpse without his permission, I'd be in deep trouble. But you didn't give that a thought, did you, Joachim? As ever. Well, while I don't approve of your willfulness, I also wish to see this murderer hang. So, should I learn anything new related to this case, I will let you know.
Thank you.
It's interesting. They set up like all three of those guys to be suspects. Who is Nathaniel?
Nathaniel. Who is he?
A scoundrel. A rogue. Like every man who wears the robes of the eternal fire.
Most are scoundrels before they ever put on the robes.
True in his case as well. Before he donned the frock, Nathaniel was a torturer. Delighted especially in torturing women. Later, Hierarch Hemmelfart appointed him to oversee the morgue. He deals with the temple guard, supervises cremations, conducts funeral masses in the temple on the Isle, and so forth.
Dream job.
Yeah, you could have told me you know the coroner.
Might have told me you know the coroner. We could have skipped the trip through the sewers.
I know him, thus I avoid him. I've said enough on the subject.
I won't press you, but there's definitely something there.
Don't aim to press you.
Thank you. I've nothing to hide. It's just an old wound, unhealed as yet. What will you do now?
Plenty of leads. Woodcarver's workshop, the corpse collector who found him, alley where Priscilla was attacked. Got work to do.
As do I. At the hospital. I must return there. But I shall keep my fingers crossed.
And I'll keep my eye on you.
Like I say, it seems like all three of those guys, they're setting them up as suspects. Well, we found ourselves in the middle of a murder mystery, tracking a serial killer. Pretty much what Witchers are for. Finding and stopping monsters before they do more harm. I think we'll come back and finish up this murder mystery next time. Alright, everybody. Take care. Peace. Kop out.